What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be going over what is the best way to go from $0 to $20,000 per month in total revenue within 60 days or less. Now, I was thinking about this video a couple days ago, and quite frankly, there's really only two ways to actually achieve this. The first way is starting from zero, starting a brand new business, complete new accounting firm. Start from zero and you do your own marketing, you do your own SOPs, get your own systems in place, you get your own clients, you do your own sales calls, you onboard them, you do everything from scratch, $0 to $20,000 per month. To get to $20,000 per month, that's going to be, depending on your service, I'm going to say anywhere from 20 to 40 clients would be a safe bet. But I don't like going off probablys, or maybes, or sometimes, or if you're lucky. I like things to be as guaranteed as possible. I'm okay with going on with some risk, and I understand that nothing in life is 100% guaranteed, but I like as much guarantee as possible, okay? So the other way that you can go from $0 to $20,000 per month in under 60 days, this is guaranteed. Now, I know I just said not everything in life is guaranteed, but this is as guaranteed as you are going to get. I'm talking like, this is like 99.9% guaranteed, is to simply acquire a firm that's already been started. It's already got its clients. Maybe it's got its staff already laid out. The staff already know the clients. It's already got a building front. It's already got advertising and marketing put in place. All the hard work has been done. You just need to come in, take over the practice, and collect that cash flow. Now, obviously, it's not as simple as you just coming in and taking that business and collecting all of that cash flow. You need the money to actually buy this business. Now, there are a couple ways around that. I'm not going to get too into it because that's not the topic of this video. We're not talking about how to acquire a firm, but essentially, if you're a CPA, usually, depending on the purchase, you can get 100% financing for that deal. And if you're not a CPA, there's different ways that you can get private lenders and you can get for sale by owners. And there's a term I'm trying to remember, but I believe it's something like owner financing or seller financing, something like that. There are those options. There's always something available. There's always something that you can do, okay? It's never a dead end. Now, the two ways that you can go from $0 to $20,000, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of both. I've got them written down here on my notepad. So let's get into it. The pros of starting from $0 and going to $20,000 in total revenue. The first pro is you get to design it the way you want. You can have your own systems. You can have your own website, your own software that you bring into the company. If you want to take sales calls a certain way, if you want your staff to conduct the clients in a certain manner, you can do that because you're starting everything from scratch, okay? Another one is you can attract and you can only work with who you want. In the world of accounting, I made a video about this a couple of weeks back, but I basically said you can niche down all you want, but you are never going to have a firm that is always going to be filled with the kind of clients that you want. Obviously you can, but like I said in that video, you're not gonna grow as much or as quick. So if you specifically only wanna work with, let's say, daycares, you can specifically only work with daycares, but like I said, it's gonna take you longer to grow. You're not gonna grow as much or as fast, but at least you're only specifically working with daycares. Now that's another pro about starting from scratch. Is if you really, really want, which I don't think you do, I don't recommend it, but it's up to you. If you really want it, you can absolutely be strict on who you work with. So those are the two pros of starting from scratch. Let's move on to the cons of starting from scratch. Starting at zero takes time. Any business you start, I don't care what you do, it takes time to get your first clients. The second you get your first clients, getting more is quite simple. It's quite easy. But getting your first few clients takes a bit of time. It's a little difficult. It sometimes can be frustrating if you don't know what you're doing. That's not fun to go through. If you know my story, you know I went without clients for the first 4-ish months of starting my own accounting business. I had no clients for the first 4 months. So for 4 months, I got nothing. That was not a fun time, okay? The other con to this is kind of a caveat to one of the pros is you have no structure. You're kind of lost in terms of what you're doing. You don't have any clients. So you're like, okay, should I be taking a sales call this way? I like taking sales calls this way, but I don't have any clients. So is that effective? Or, okay, I've got a client's file that I do, but the system to complete his file, I feel like it takes a while, but I don't know like what's a while? Is it 3 hours? Is it 8 hours? Is it 2 days? I have no structure. I'm lost. I'm honestly winging it. That is the downside to starting from scratch. Is you are honestly lost. You are essentially winging it. You don't know exactly what you're doing unless you have a mentor or a coach that's holding your hand through the whole process. You are going to be lost, and you're never going to really know if you're ever doing the right thing at the right time. So those are the pros and cons of starting your own accounting firm and going from $0 to $20,000, okay? Now let's talk about buying. The first pro is day one that you acquire that firm, congratulations, you have just officially made $20,000 a month. Because now that you own that firm, cash flow goes to you. So the day you take over, you have officially just hit $20,000 per month in total cash flow. Okay, it's still work that you have to do to acquire a firm, but not nearly as much as starting from $0 and going to $20,000. Okay, so keep that in mind. Day one of acquiring a firm, 20 grand is in your pocket, just for the sake of this video. Another pro is everything is already set up. The systems, how they onboard clients, how you sell clients, how you get clients, how you manage and service all those clients, everything is already set up. It's already built out. You don't need to worry about anything. If you want to make some adjustments, it's possible. But for the most part, everything is already set up for you. You don't need to worry about anything, okay? That is so valuable to just walk into a business and have everything just work, turnkey, perfect, making money. So that is one of the pros there. A con is you most likely, especially in accounting, you most likely will have to update something. Now, whether it's the practice management software, whether it's the website, whether it's the actual software you use to provide your service, you probably will have to update software. Now, basic updating, it's a little tricky, because you need to not only think about yourself, but you need to think about the staff that might be using it. You need to think about the possible clients that might be using it. If you introduce a update or change softwares, how are people going to react? Those are things that you want to think about if you're acquiring a firm or an accounting practice. Basic updates are a big change, and as human beings, we don't like change. So you want to try to keep the change as down as low as possible. Moving on to one of the cons is creating new systems. Now this kind of overlays with con number one, but it's probably out of date and you may need to come up with a new system. Okay, maybe the way you meet with clients has to be updated. Maybe the way that you work on a client's file has to be updated. To create a new system with a firm that's been operating and running for the last, say, 5 or 10 years, it's not the easiest thing. It's possible, but it's not easy. So that's something that you have to consider. Now, personally, weighing all those pros and cons out compared to each other side by side, I would rather buy a firm. I'd rather start from $0 and buy a firm, and the day that I take over, I'm guaranteed $20,000 that month, and every single month after that, that's what I would rather do. It's quicker money, it's easier money, easier than going from $0 to $20,000 starting from scratch by yourself, getting your own clients, creating your own system, having your own business, and whatnot. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. I hope that you enjoyed that one. If you want to learn more about how to start and grow and scale your own VAS-based business, virtual accounting service, then go ahead and click the links below. If you want to learn more on how to purchase your own firm, me and my team have done this multiple times, so I will be happy to teach you. If you guys have specific questions, then go ahead and tap the link to my Instagram and DM me those questions, and I'll be more than happy to get you sorted and help you out. With that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.